Yo, top of the motherfucking morning, man. Top of the morning, welcome back. Y'all know I'm back. And when I come back with a motherfucking grand entrance like I never left. Simple as that, right? Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. This is where we like to talk, like connect, like grow, like all the above. You feel me? Like real family do. Like real ones do. At the end of the day, man, I need everybody to hit that like button, that subscribe button, share, do a lot of sharing. Do a lot of sharing, gang. I need some more blunts, all types of shit. Anyway, do a lot of sharing, man. Make sure you do. You know what I'm saying? Because real, it get real. Real recognize real. And we know how that get, gang. We know how that get. You hear me? I'm in the field of some of the realest shit that take place out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, gang. Out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I love my city, though. You hear me? I definitely do. I love my city. It's some great people up here. We got good vibes. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good events. It's a lot of shit that been popping in Milwaukee too. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of people that's performing at the Summerfest. Shout out to all the Milwaukee artists that's performing at the Summerfest. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. When you up there, gang, when you get to the Summerfest grounds, gang, you know you in there. You hear me? I mean, that ain't the most biggest, but I'm just saying when you get there, gang, and the motherfucker checking for you, that's what's up. That's what's up. On your time, though. On your time. Because a lot of niggas they'll think you supposed to work at their time. It don't work like that, gang. You hear me? It don't work like that. You better believe on your time, though, when they looking for you and they checking for you, you good. You did something great. You did something what you supposed to do. Simple as that. Hold on. Turn it down a little bit. I got to go. Gang. Anyway, like I said, man, there's a lot of shit that been taking place though in Milwaukee, good and bad. You feel me? I hate having to report on all the bad shit that take place though, because don't get it twisted. It's a lot of bad shit that be taking place, gang. But life ain't all about paying attention to the bad shit. That shit a distraction. It throw you off, for real. You know what I'm saying? It throw you off like the rest of these people in the street. Like the rest of these motherfuckers that's walking around, these day walkers, I call them. I call them day walkers because a lot of them don't think. They ain't got the mindset to think. Nor do they believe. If y'all pay attention, a lot of people only believe in what they see, gang, and that's the scariest part. You feel me? That's scary to me. If you ask me, I think that's scary. I don't want to only believe what I see. I want to be able to see beyond what I believe, gang. You hear me? Because you always got to question everything you believe. 9 times out of 10, a lot of you motherfuckers, y'all don't do that. You ain't questioning shit. You don't question the people you around. And that's why I titled this, pay attention to the company you keep. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it be the motherfuckers you gotta question. Sometimes it be the motherfuckers that be around you that be just this close to you. You feel me? You gotta really pay attention to them. You gotta watch. You gotta keep, you know what I'm saying, right at arm's reach so you can understand what level of energy they playing on. You feel me? You can understand their frequency. A lot of y'all don't even understand your own frequency. So you know how that's gonna go. world, gang. It's gonna be hard for you to pay attention to that. But you do gotta be careful and you gotta be aware. Let me say it again. You do gotta be careful and you gotta be aware of the company you keep. Because sometimes y'all keep company that bring you strife, that bring you trials and tribulations, that bring you warfare, that bring you problems. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you sit there, you sucking it all up. You draining them drive the negative energy they done came with, gang. When you was filled with positive energy, you was filled with good energy, you could have stayed on your path, you know? I ain't gonna lie, every day, you feel me, that you wake up is another day for you to get off your path, for you to slip off the journey you on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that, gang. A lot of people don't understand that. Salute, Big T. Big T, salute, gang. You know I ain't forgot about you, man. I got them beats, most definitely. And I'm going to get right to them, gang. Trust and believe, man. I'm just trying to make sure, you know, my boys lined up. I wanted them to really touch down and do something with me. You know, but I got to pay attention that it's probably just meant for me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't always be so quick to offer, you know. And shout out to my boy Terrence the Great, man. That's a great man right there, man. He one of the best on YouTube too, gang. He one of the best at what he do, period. You feel me? I learned though in life though, you got to pay attention to the company you keep. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times the company you keep, they will mislead you. They will take you down the wrong path. They will have you running circles and loops and going through certain cycles in your journey. You know, this journey that we call life. They have you going through certain cycles. I don't want the glitching. Let me see if I unplug it with it. I hate that. But they have you going through certain circles of life, gang. Like, you know, not positive ones, but negative ones. Ones that keep you behind. Ones that have you feeling lost, have you feeling uneased. You feel me? Have you feeling uncomfortable? Even though we heard uncomfortable is some sort of good, but it depends on the way that, you know, the way the uncomfortability is setting in on you. Now, if it's something that's life threatening, then I think that uncomfortability ain't good at all. But honestly, if it's a uncomfortability that's a challenge to yourself that can help you rise to the higher, you know, to your higher self, then I believe that that uncomfortability is, you know, decent. At the end of the day, there's so many people out here in the world, gang, that we all know that be close to us, you know, that will lead us down the wrong path. And you gotta make sure you know who these people is, because now don't get it twisted. So many people put veils, you know, over themselves. So many people put veils over the things they do in life. Excuse me, the actions, the behaviors, the characteristics. They'll put a veil over it, and they had you looking from, you know, a shadow, trying to figure it out, trying to understand them. At the end of the day, it's not meant for you to understand them. It's only meant for you to understand you. And the reason I say that is because you'll lose yourself trying to understand them. You'll lose yourself trying to understand why they playing these tricks. You feel me? You will. You'll straight up lose yourself. And once you do that, you might as well consider it gone. You might as well consider it, you know, in the past, behind you, because at the end of the day, they're gonna run over you. They're gonna watch you fail. They're gonna watch you crumble. They're gonna watch you fall as you lose yourself and trying to figure out what journey they really on with you, what connection and what bond they really trying to get you. You're gonna fail, you're gonna crumble, you're gonna fold, you're gonna fall, and they're gonna watch that. I know I've experienced, I know a few of you out there know I've experienced. I also know a few of you out there know, you know, just from dealing with everyday life, you know, activities and encounters with people and situations and events. At the end of the day, you got to be careful of the company you keep, gang. You feel me? You can't be fake around some real ones, because sometimes the company you keep, they be fake as hell, even to you, and you don't see it because you riding this fake train with them, you know? And it goes from old to young. I ain't gonna lie to you. And a lot of times nowadays in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we see it with a lot of young people. You feel me? We see it with a lot of young people, and they don't know to steer that energy. They don't know how to put that energy into creativity. They don't know how to put that energy into themselves, back into themselves, to benefit from it. Instead, they lash this energy out into the world, into the universe, on other people, you feel me, and anger and pain and hurt, you feel me, and harm. And next thing you know, it's hitting close to home. It's hitting close to you, because now one of your best friends, now one of your partners done got this same token of energy built up from somebody they was dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? And now they bringing it back to your fortress. And at the end of the day, when they bring it back to your fortress, it's all hell. You don't want no hell. You've been in a peaceful state of mind for all this time. So I be wondering, like, dude, what is everybody motive out here? A lot of people, they don't got a positive agenda. They don't got a positive motive. They don't got a drive to even build a future, nor do they see a future. That's the sad part. So it seems like a lot of people out here that be, just causing conflict and trying to harm motherfuckers and hurt people and bring people down, gang, or you know what I'm saying, tear them all the way down. It seemed like their agenda is to take everybody out along with them. It seemed like they never came in the world with an agenda, or if they did come in the world with an agenda, they never woke up to recognize their purpose. You understand what I'm saying? They never woke up and recognized why they are here, or recognize, yo, I got a mission. I got to lead people. You understand what I'm saying? I got to take people from here to there. I got to teach somebody what they don't know, because maybe I know it. Like I said before, a lot of people, they'll lead you down the path of selling drugs. Hey, gang, look, I see you need some money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a pack. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a bag of this heroin. Or what I'm going to do is you feel me? They not leading you to the promised land, which is in your mind state. You feel me? They're not leading you to the land of heaven, which could be right in your mind state. You feel me? They're going to lead you to hell. Because yes, the money do look good. All that look good. You feel me? All that glittering shit, that glamorous shit that look great. But at the end of the day, gang, what's coming behind that will not be great. Actually, what's coming behind that, I do not believe half of y'all will be willing or was willing to face. You feel me? I had to learn that the hard way as a teen, gang. And you know what was crazy is I was chasing the wrong dream. I was chasing the dollars. I was chasing the money. I had to understand that, look, it's going to come to me. I got to recognize that I am a money magnet. I got to recognize that money flows to me, and I got to speak as if it does. I got to, act with confidence also as if it does. And back then I didn't know that, but I was chasing everything everybody else was chasing. You feel me? The streets, like the streets was different. I was chasing that street life. That's what I wanted. I'm like, damn, I'm seeing gang them out here. They riding good. They got dope bags. They got money bags. They doing well. Motherfuckers doing well. But at the end of the day, that was my ego speaking. That was the lower me. That was the lower self. That was the survival me. Because I hear a lot of people say we living off survival, or we living in a state of survival. No, not really. We living in a state of whatever state of mind you're in at that moment. If you're in a good one, you living in a state of a good, you feel me? Life. You living in a state of a good balanced life. You feel me? If you live in a bad one, you living in a state of a bad life. You living in a state of an unbalanced life, And at that point, some people be thinking everything is bad. One thing go bad for somebody, they like everything is bad. But you got to recognize maybe somebody brought that badass energy. Maybe the company you keep sprung that energy on you, or ain't no or behind that, because usually it's the motherfuckers you dealing with. It's the environment you in. And 9 times out of 10, the environment you in, you got to be around somebody. Unless you're in the jungle, unless you isolated off somewhere to yourself. And then at that moment, if you isolated to yourself, my nigga, certain characteristics and behaviors you ain't gonna come up with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you're gonna be your truest self. And whichever self that is, that's who you'll be. But nowadays, niggas is in environments with certain people, with certain entities, with certain characters, with certain spirits. And they pick up off these motherfuckers like sponges. They learn from them. They adapt to them. They grow to be just like them. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you see somebody who grow the opposite route. You know what I'm saying? Who grow against it. It's very rare. But you do catch it. You do see it. But at the end of the day, like majority, and people always say majority win. Majority of the motherfuckers in the hood sections of whatever state, they fucking adapt to whatever it is that they feel that was taking over their life, or whatever it is they feel they couldn't escape from. Only the strong shall survive. And I learned that it's not the physically strong, it's the mentally strong. The ones with the strong minds, the ones that's able to fold and bend time, fabric, and space within the mind. You feel me? To understand that, look, I am a higher self. I am of a higher being. I am just not flesh. So those are the ones that surpass these tests of times. You feel me? Like, it's test every day you wake up, it's a test, right? I'm talking about from every decision, from every choice, from every journey and path, from every role, from every fork in the road that you take. It's a test. And not just a test like if you pass this test you get this. No, it's a test based on decisions that are miniature seeds that are being planted for, you know, future outcomes, or maybe even present outcomes. But at the end of the day, you got to be willing to plant these positive seeds. You got to be willing to plant these seeds that's above 60 and 70%. You feel me? And we going off a school grade percentage level. You got to be willing to plant these seeds that's above 60 or 70%, because at the end of the day, you know you're going to yield a great return off them seeds. A lot of you niggas out there planting seeds that them motherfuckers only like 25%, 26%, gang, and yielding a return. And you know what's crazy? The return that you yielding, you know, though it's so small, you're yielding back a return of rotten fruit. You understand what I'm saying? You're yielding back a return of rotten fruit. The shit you finna get back, gang, is not finna be good. You feel me? The seeds you've been planting is not great. So you killed yourself two ways. You already shortened your tree life by planting them nasty ass seeds, them rotten ass seeds. And at the end of the day, hey, you funny as hell. At the end of the day, you feel me? You killed yourself. Them fruits coming back rotten. Them fruits coming back sour as shit, gang. You know, and I hate for somebody to have to eat that. You know, I hate for somebody to have to bear that. But a lot of people is bearing that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the shooting that took place up here by the grave site, you know. I mean, that story was rather close than far, you know, and that was unexpected. I didn't expect that. But I said, damn, that young boy who planted those seeds, he got a lot of shit to you know, reap. He do. You know, and that's why I make sure I ain't reaping too much out here. I ain't sowing too much, gang. You feel me? If it was off some bad shit, some bougie shit, then yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't do it because I already know how my karma work. I know how that lies. I know where that lay at. You know, I had the hard whipping. You feel me? I had the hard whipping before, and I understand now. Like them TikTok reels be saying, them young niggas be with the switches. They be like, I understand now after they shoot that motherfucker the first time. But it be crazy, like life. You know, I've been understanding now. So paying attention to the company I keep, also understanding now. That's why the only company I keep now is myself and my mind state. And I make sure I don't keep a fucked up mind state. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas out there, they keep a fucked up mind state. Right away, they wake up, Percocet on their motherfucking belly. You feel me? With a cup of lean. And that right there produce a negative mind state. They want to go kill the world. And they not going to stop. They not going to stop. They got this cheat code in. It's called Never Stop. You feel me? Never stop till I die. Like, gang, these motherfuckers going crazy and I don't understand it. So, you know, I be trying to pay attention to the algorithm of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to pay attention to the algorithm of you reap what you sow. The shit you put in, you get out. You know what I'm saying? Because it is an algorithm with that. You got to understand what you put in, you really get out. Some people will be like, well, what you put in, I mean, as far as what and where do you put it? In life. In this goddamn game we call life. You feel me? You got to put something in. Your joystick got to be plugged up. And I don't know what joystick everybody playing with. Hopefully they got the newest PS7 joystick. You know, a lot of people seem like they playing with the PS2 controller, or, you know, the first Xbox controller, the real big one, that real fat one that looked like a suitcase. But I be trying to understand it, man. And it seemed like it be a little voice in my head like, man, ain't nothing to understand. If these niggas ain't trying to understand it, ain't nothing to understand, excuse me. On my life, the algorithm of life is crazy though, Big T. Because I'm like, dog, you know, like it gotta be something to it. They say life repeats itself, which it does. But if can't nobody figure out the triggers and the cycles of the repetitiveness in this life, you know what I'm saying? They won't understand how many times they done went through this cycle, or how many past lives they done came back and, had to go through this and, relived it and back at this point, 2025, and bang, they life gone. They don't understand that. And it's like a lot of these niggas don't give a fuck. And that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Like I said, I know some young people, man, and some older people. Like, dude, these older people is trying to outbeat the young ones, gang. And it's tripping me out because I thought it was all about knowledge and learning. You know what I'm saying? They said knowledge is the truest freedom. Knowledge is the truest power, and I ain't gonna lie, with a lot of knowledge, gang, to some degree, you can overcome a lot of things. And I don't think these young boys out here think like that. I think these young boys feel like with a lot of guns, you can overcome a lot of things, or with a lot of homies that know all the information in business, you can overcome a lot of things. You feel me? If they sharing all their money with all their niggas, you feel me? Letting their niggas run their household like he family, or like he pay the bills, that'll open doors. But I be tripped out, man. Like I said, I wake up every day and I just make sure I steer it the right way. I make sure I steer positive. I make sure I'm in a creative state of mind, and I make sure I ain't holding no negative thoughts on my mind, gang, because I've been paying attention and noticing that we do get what we think. I've been seeing that. I'm like, damn, you do get what you think, gang. You really get what you think. You get what the energy, of your thoughts and the thought process is like manufacturing. You get that shit. Whatever that motherfucker is gearing up there, you getting it. I was telling my kids that, like, damn, when motherfuckers be riding in the street, the first thing they'll say, definitely black motherfuckers. Man, I hope the police don't get behind us right away. It's a time lapse too. It's like a time lapse with it, because right away, not exactly at that moment, but at least 5 minutes later, 7 minutes later, they get pulled over. Police out behind them. If they don't pull them over, they get behind them. You feel me? Just run the place, and it'd be crazy. So, I'm paying attention, and I'm wondering, is these young niggas paying attention? Because, gang, with that type of knowledge, you can rule the world. You can take it a little step farther. You can start constructing your life to be exactly how you want it to be, and that's what I be telling these niggas. Like, you can start constructing your life to be exactly what you want it to be. Yes, it's gonna get hard sometimes. Sometimes the thoughts gonna get overwhelming. Sometimes the motherfucking thoughts gonna get overwhelming, gang. It's gonna feel like, yo, you know what? I can't control these thoughts. I can't control my mind. But at the end of the day, you gotta recognize that's the only thing we can control. Our mind state. That's why meditation kicks in. You feel me? You gotta start meditating. You gotta start fighting the voices. Or if you don't fight them, process the motherfuckers. Process them. Waddle in them and see what fits, see what don't. A lot of people nowadays don't see what fit. They don't want to conversate. They don't want to communicate. They don't. Nowadays, a lot of people, they want to get right to the point. And if the point is taking your life, then so be it to them. To me, I don't promote that shit. You feel me? I don't promote that shit. I don't promote hating you. I don't promote discussing you behind your back on some malnourished ass shit, on some bullshit. Like, that shit foul. Because at the end of the day, everything or every action we put out, it's a reaction to it. I do believe that. Every action we put out, I do believe it's a reaction to it. Whether it's from us, ourselves, or the universe, it's a reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? So if we put out a negative thought, and some people probably ask, is a thought an action? Well, shit, yeah. Your thoughts create fucking movies. Your thoughts create imagery. Your thoughts create whole fucking mansions in your head if you want them to be, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cooking, man. Top of the morning, man. Most definitely, man. Pop out, man. Pop out, rock out, bars, gang. I'm gonna have to get over there to your channel too, gang. I'm gonna have to get back to both of y'all boys' channel, gang. I be doing so much music recording, man, and I'm trying to figure out the next. You feel me? Because Milwaukee been popping, man. Milwaukee been popping, bro. With a lot of music, a lot of artists is coming out of Milwaukee. We got Chicken P. We got the Maya girl, the Maya P girl. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people doing their thing, and salute to everybody out of Milwaukee that's doing their thing. Steve the Stoner, we can't forget about him. Steve the Stoner. Shout out to my boy Steve the Stoner. You feel me? Shout out to Landball. ATK Landball. It's a lot of artists out there doing their thing. Myself, it's a lot of artists out here in Milwaukee I want to work with also. And like I said, I don't feel a lot of people energy, so I really don't do a lot of songs with people, gang. Every song you usually hear is gonna either be with my brother Kruger Kamikaze, my little homeboy Kill Bill, or myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember I did 2 CDs, man. Both my CDs had shit 16, 17 songs a piece. I did those by myself. I recorded them myself. You feel me? I ain't make the beats. I ain't gonna lie, they was YouTube beats, but I recorded it myself, produced it myself. I mixed and mastered it all myself, gang. And that was just at the start of my well, not the start, because I've been rapping forever. I ain't gonna lie, I've been rapping for a while, since like 13, 14, but that was the start of my producing and engineering career. You feel me? I wanted to start doing that. You know, I wanted to get in that field and see what that feel like. So I really started recording myself, gang. And I gotta say I'm proud of myself for that. You feel me? Gotta give myself a round of applause. And everybody else out there that do the same. Big T, I know you do the same. And Cooking, I know you cold with everything else you do, even if you don't record, gang. So still round of applause for us, gang. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people can't do that. And a lot of people want to be us. A lot of people want to be us. They want the same power we got, the potential we got. They want the characteristics we got. They want, you know what I'm saying? Our behavior mechanisms. They want the way we think. They want, you know, how we quantum size everything. They want all that, gang. They want the algorithm of our lifestyles. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they can't get that. You know, that's the difference. They can't have it. You got to create that yourself. That's another thing that's missing nowadays. Is not originality, you know, out in the streets no more. Ain't nobody original no more. Everybody is taking something from somebody. They taking a style, a look, a voice, a opinion. You know what I'm saying? A thought. They stealing ideas. So, you know, I think originality is everything. And I think when I come with my music, gang, my shit be original. You know, even with the podcast, I'll be original. I really don't give a fuck about how many views I got. I really don't be caring about how many people be watching at that moment. You feel me? Because I learned too that if I think like that, you know what I'm saying? The results I'm gonna receive ain't gonna be what I want to receive. If I start thinking like that and I start grasping and getting greedy for views, likes, and looks, then the only thing I will receive is nothing. No views, no likes, no looks. So therefore, gang, you gotta make sure you doing this shit just to do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you do it just to do it. You gotta make sure you doing it because you love it. A lot of people out here, they don't do it because they love it. You feel me? They don't do it because they love it. Popping. The stream want to play. So when I got the popping, the stream want to play. It's all right though. At the end of the day, though, man, like I said, you know, a lot of people, man, they be want to be us, and they can't. They can't. You can't be us. You can't be us. You got to be yourself. I be telling so many people that, gang, look, what I got, you got more than me. What I got, you got way more than me. You know what I'm saying? What I got, you got way more than me. Yeah, kick myself off, bro. I don't know what happened, bro. And I'm blaming StreamYard. I've been cussing StreamYard out so long, gang. I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to create my own little streaming. What's the name? You know what I'm saying? Fucking with the AI bots and all that shit, because they create so much. But I love life, man, and I've been learning to love life though. I ain't gonna lie, like through experience and learning. You know, learning for me is fun. I ain't gonna lie. Learning for me is fun. It's a motherfucker. Definitely when I'm dealing with knowledgeable people, when I'm dealing with people that can teach me something I never learned, or you know what I'm saying, teach me something I never heard of, and they can carry me to another stage. You feel me? like I said, there's a lot of people around me. They don't like that. They don't want to hear that shit. What you talking about? What you saying? That ain't on their regiment. That ain't on their regiment. They don't want to hear that shit. All they want to do is some other bullshit. 9 times out of 10, the bullshit they want to do is a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. They're not trying to benefit from any of their talents, their skills, anything they learn, their knowledge, their teachings, their showings. They're not trying to benefit from it. So what is the purpose? You see what I'm saying? They energy vampires. That's what I call them. I said that in one of my songs. I said they energy vampire. Oh, that was that Life Move Fast. That Life Move Fast. You feel me? That was a good song. I know it was like a boom bap, and I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with boom bap type beats, but it just gives me more to talk about. It gives me more of a set platform, a grounded set platform where I can, put everything, all the emphasis and all the touching on, being a boom bap type of MC on that boom bap beat. Because bars get to coming out, I ain't gonna lie to you. And usually that's how I like to work, gang. Like an alchemist type of, you know what I'm saying? And Big T, you got that shit. You feel me? Your beats, you got the whole variety. You feel me? So that's another thing I said, that's why that's special too, gang. And I noticed I've been paying attention to the signs. It may not be meant for me to put other motherfuckers on everything I get on. Everybody ain't gonna fit, and I'm one of them niggas. I be trying to offer motherfuckers spots, like, because I be wanting motherfucker to keep up with me. I be wanting motherfucker to be in the same position, but I learned that everybody ain't gonna make it to where I'm making it to. What's meant for everybody is meant for everybody. So I'm gonna make sure I get to them beats myself. If my boys ain't trying to ride, then fucking I'm gonna tackle them motherfuckers. And that's how I work best anyway, but I still got to do that EP with you, most definitely, because it's for the motivation. I like to work with people for motivation too, because I be needing motivation. You know what I'm saying? I motivate myself every day, but I still need motivation. I need a motivation that's higher than mine. I need motivation, and I don't think that's wrong to ask. I don't think that's wrong to say. I don't think that's wrong to be real about, when I need that motivation, because sometimes life itself, during the oscillating moments of the energy, you feel me? The energy tides, when they rise and they decline, I be needing motivation myself. You feel me? Majority of the time, 365 days of the year, 5 days is a decline for me, but 360 is a rising tide. And that's a blessing. That's a plus. But I still like to be around motivated, like-minded, inspirational, mogul guided minded people. You know what I'm saying? I want to be around some motherfuckers who can really teach me something and keep me out the way of harm, keep me out the way of the invisible shit that we don't see, that can tear us up. You feel me? That can bring us down, that can corrupt us, or that can because actually the only person that can bring you down is you. So you got to understand the influences around you. You got to pay attention, and the mindset got to change. That's one thing. The mindset got to change, and it got to change fast as hell. You see, that was the difference. I caught a break. My mindset started to change after a while. I started learning. I started seeing the shit around me, paying attention to people around me, learning about energy, learning about energy fields, and you feel me, paths and karma. And I started paying attention. Like, hold up, all this shit got a connection. You know what I'm saying? Everything is connected at one point in life or another. So, I had to step back and I had to pay attention to other people and see what they was doing. If they was fucking their lives off, I made sure I didn't. You know what I'm saying? If they was hurting themselves or harming others, I made sure I didn't. I stayed out the way of that shit. So another reason I said you got to pay attention to the company you keep, because sometimes the company you keep can influence you to, slay off your motherfucking journey. It can influence you to be a negative motherfucker, be a bitching motherfucker, be a complaining person about life when life is actually great, when you've been blessed with everything you ever needed and asked for. So sometimes you just got to pay attention to the company you keep, gang. And you got to notice that half of everybody ain't really happy for you like they say they is. A lot of people ain't really happy for you. A lot of people look you right in your goddamn face, smile, tell you, congratulations, man, I'm glad. They don't give two shits. Trust you, me. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to those smiling faces. Like, gang, them motherfuckers are backstab you, backstabbers. So I'm telling you, gang, that bring you down. You gotta understand what's going on out here, man. This is spiritual warfare, and the only thing they worrying about is that energy within your ass, right there, boy. The energy within your ass, sister. You gotta understand, they want that soul. They want that little bit of light of yours that's in you that's shining. They want it. Whoever it is, they want it. You know, and you can't let them get it. You can't let them get it. You gotta stay on top of your game. You got to stay on top of whatever it is that you're on top of. You got to stay believing. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay believing. You know, they say have hope. No, you got to know. Fuck hope. No. And it's hard to know. Trust me, because nowadays people only believe in what they see. It's hard to know. I know. It's going to be hard to know. But you got to break that shit. You better learn how to fucking chop through that fucking shit. Chop through your fucking doubts. God damn it. Learn how to know. Learn how to put the, you know, put the energy there. For real, because it's rough out here, man. You know, I was scared to take that step too, man. And I took that step and got my cakes in the store. You feel me? Me and my wife got the cakes selling at the store. That's what's up. That's a God blessing. You feel me? I thank the Creator. At the end of the day, you know, it's all about what you believe. It's all about what you're willing to do and how far you're willing to go. You know, and the length of the farness you're going, what is it for? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Is it beneficial? Is it for self? Is it for everybody else? Is it to help just you? Is it to make sure the people who can't help themselves be helped? What is it really for? A lot of times, y'all want the financial wealth just for yourself. You don't want to help nobody. There's a lot of homeless people out there. You don't want to help them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out there need food. You don't want to help them. A lot of kids need food. You don't want to help them. Animals could be helped. You don't want to help them. You only want it for yourself. You want big wheels. You want to, you know, ride real luxurious, flossing, clothes, glamorous. You want the bitches all on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to let that shit go, gang. And I know a lot of people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin like that, gang. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I grew up around, a lot of people, you know, that's just family too. Also, like, you got to let that go. You got to be yourself. You got to do it just because you love to do it. You know, if you out there giving good inspirational and motivational speeches and guidance to people, do it just because you love to do it. Don't do it for no motherfucking money. I had a nigga give me some wisdom and then he asked for $1. You know, I'm like, what? I said, boy, the Creator gonna get you. You can't do that. If you learn that wisdom, go share that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You can't gatekeep with that wisdom. You're gonna die with that wisdom. And what good have it done you if you die with it? You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen nobody work with the wisdom you done dished out. You ain't seen nobody do nothing with it. Like, at the end of the day, you got to be one of them teachers, you know? And like I said, don't worry about the money, because if you doing what you love, the money gonna come. I was watching the interview with David Banner and Shannon Sharp, and he said the exact same thing. He said, man, look, a lot of y'all be so focused on the money. You'll say a prayer to your Creator, and then at the end of the day, you'll come back and pray again to the Creator, because right there, you fucked up. Look, you didn't have faith in that first prayer. The Creator knew you had no faith in that first prayer. Now you coming back. Where your belief at, gang? You got to know that if you doing something you love, the money gonna come. You got to know that the universe gonna drop everything in your hand. You feel me? As you need it, you know? But a lot of y'all wake up, where's food gonna come from? Where my clothes gonna come from? What is it to eat? You know what I'm saying? What is we gonna drink? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do that? You gotta believe. Put the power in your, come on, gang. You gotta believe, gang. Simple as that. You really gotta believe. You gotta stop festering yourself with these doubts and worries and believe. And pay attention to the company you keep, because maybe the company you kept all these years broke your motherfucking belief system. Got your ass depressed, down, and disbelieving, and you only believe in what you see. You don't believe in the powers within yourself. Sad. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. At the end of the day, man, I love y'all, man. I gotta go beat these kiddos. Y'all make sure y'all keep y'all head up, stay safe, stay out the way, man. I'm gonna keep recording, I'm gonna keep dropping, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out my latest releases, whatever videos I do. And like I said, Big T, I'm on it. I gotta get on them beats, gang. ASAP pronto. I love y'all. I am out, gang.